I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. I'm sure lots of you guys recognize that quote. It's from a children's book. It's actually from the book that my mom used to read me all the time growing up. It's one that I love. Anytime I think of that quote, anytime I think of that book, I think of my mom. She is an incredible person. She's someone that I admire a lot. She has so many qualities, so many characteristics that I personally would love to obtain, I would love to develop, and it's something that I really look forward to. It's something that I always look to when I need advice, and I just try and think, what would my mom do? And I can call her up anytime. I know I can call her up anytime that I need to, and she gives me the best advice. And in these next couple of minutes, I'm going to kind of help you guys get to know her just a little bit more. She was born in Illinois, and when she was about 2 or 3, she moved to Thatcher. She lived there for the first 2 years of her college life, which she then moved to Flagstaff, Arizona, and there she went to NAU, and she finished her degree in dental hygiene. She also met my dad there, and that's where she raised her family, was in Flagstaff, Arizona. She is the most kind, loving, patient, and selfless person that I have ever met in my entire life, that I've ever known in my entire life. And to this day, I have yet to meet someone that has not said that she was kind and loving, that has not felt her kindness and her love on a day-to-day basis. Growing up, my mother would always quote 2 things to me. One would be the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And 2 would be Thumper from Bambi: if you can't say something nice, then don't say anything at all. And this is something that to this day has stuck with me, just like that quote from that childhood book that I've had. And it's something that I've always kind of tried to think about as well. Before I do anything, I'm like, all right, does this fit the golden rule? Or is this something that Thumper's mom would tell him not to say? And it's something that I love. My mom has taught me how to be a little bit more kind in thoughts and in deeds. And she's also helped me to try and look to the good in everyone, even if it's kind of hard to see at first, just to keep looking until you can find something good. And once you do find it, you have to focus on that. And that's something that I admire a lot about my mother, is that kindness, that love that she has to everyone, to strangers, to people that she knows, to her family, literally to anyone. She is so kind and loving. And she has so much patience with that kindness and that love. Her patience is incredible. I remember growing up, I would actually get mad at her a lot because of how patient she was. I was like, Mom, just get mad at me. Mom, get mad at the kids. Just get mad, because she would never get mad, and I didn't understand it, because I definitely had a little anger as a child, and she never did. She was always kind. If something would happen, she'd be like, all right, it's okay. And she would just be so gentle with things. She was so patient. She was just like, no, it's all right. We'll get through it. It'll all work out. It's all about timing. Maybe it wasn't right now, and that was something that does not come easily for me at all. But it's something that I've always worked on because I've admired it so much in my mother. And she's always been so patient with herself as well. She can see the qualities or the things in herself that she would like to improve, but it doesn't upset her. It doesn't discourage her in any way. She instead uses that to kind of push her. She sees the patience and that everything takes time, and she's always so willing to put that time and energy and effort into developing those qualities that she'd like, and to helping others do the same as well. And my mother is so selfless. I honestly have never met anyone so selfless in my life. Growing up, I didn't really notice it because, as you know, little kids, you just are kind of focused on yourself. You're focused on what you're getting for Christmas, what you're getting for your birthday, and it's never really your top priority to think about your parents. And before she even thinks about taking care of herself, before she thinks about getting anything for herself, her first thought is to make sure that everybody else is okay, make sure they have everything that they need, including everything that they want. She sacrificed so many things for me, and I definitely noticed it a lot later on in my life, and it is something that I am so grateful for. I remember growing up, she would just go to the store, she would make sure we had a new Easter dress, a new Christmas dress for church. She was always so willing to make sure that we had everything that we needed. She would put away anything that she had saved up for us kids and for my dad. And she would always save that up. She would get us anything that we wanted, anything that we needed, before even thinking of herself. And I remember growing up, she always wore the exact same dresses to church. And one day I was like, Mom, why don't you get any new dresses? And she's like, oh, I don't need any. I have 1 or 2. I can keep wearing those ones. And as I got older, I was like, okay, no, Mom. You've bought us so many new dresses, so many new things, so much new jewelry, really so many things. And she just never thought to do it for herself. She was good. She was happy with what she had. She's always so happy, so positive, so kind, patient, loving, and happy. And it is something that I admire so much, something that I love in my mother and that I hope to someday develop as well. There are two songs that, if I ever had to think of a song for my mom, or that describe my mom, that I would think of. One is Like My Mother Does by Lauren Elena, and the second one is She Puts the Music in Me by Callie Reed. And these just describe my mother to a T. They are incredible. If you haven't listened to them, I'd encourage you guys to listen to them. And I really hope you guys got to know my mom a little bit and can kind of see the love that she has for everyone just from what I've described and the love that I have for her as well.